Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Boardcast. I'm here with Adrian, Clay, Corey, Ben, and Henry. What's going on, guys?
How's it going, bro? Going great. It's going great.
I wasn't ready for everyone to be this silent just for a single intro.
We're all gathered around a kitchen table with the Lord watching us.
We are gathered around the
absurd.
board.
Lord Jesus.
We got a beautiful pup sitting right beside the table who's not going to click-clack during this podcast because she's a good girl.
Henry, what's your Wi-Fi password?
Just say it over the fucking podcast.
So it's
everybody
actually,
connects to his Wi-Fi.
It's Superman Wi-Fi 63.
It's Loose Butthole 69.
LOU, capital L.
Is it My Spectrum Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's that one.
I'm going to connect to 5G.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
You got
Mr. Poopy
You got eczema?
I think it's...
You got spectrum?
So this is a very rough start to the podcast, but
really
this is really just a test episode. I don't know if
Something
we're really
new,
cutting through the voices that are going on right now, but
What the hell?
this is really gonna be our test episode. So it's going good so far.
This is like the appetizer that you get and you're not really sure of at first.
We'll need to figure out a system for talking.
You're like, do these pretzel bites come with cheese? And they're like, no. And you're like, ah.
So you gotta order cheese with the pretzel bites.
Yeah, then you're
So you have an appetizer for your appetizer.
Okay, we get it.
Corey,
Corey, you always get like
yeah.
3 meals already.
Exactly.
Right.
No. I was not done.
Okay.
You, Chach.
So while they figure out this Wi-Fi situation,
Jesus Christ.
Ben came up with the idea to talk about our favorite video game moments we've had of all time. And
Memories and moments and the such, and just
and
things
like,
that we think about when we think about, the old days of
think
video
about
games,
your
or even
mom.
today. Yeah, I think you're on too. So
I think the first thing we should start out with is probably favorite game of all time.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's kind of how we got started on that conversation.
Yeah.
So earlier I was playing the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack in my car,
That feels so bad.
and I was jamming out, but the rest of the guys, they were jamming too, but they weren't really jamming as hard as I was. So obviously,
in the back, like, what
favorite game is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for GameCube, just because it's just a different
Sonic Adventure 2, like
For GameCube? Okay,
for
yeah.
GameCube. It was just a good one. I liked
Dude.
it, and honestly, that's a game I literally grew up with and had the most fun with. So.
I actually do have I told you guys earlier, like, I don't
Told you didn't have
any,
one.
but no, I actually do, because since you mentioned GameCube, fucking the Ratatouille game for GameCube.
You
God.
have said this before.
That's so fun, dude.
rat.
Oh shit! Oh rat!
You know it slaps pretty hard. It's
So-
a G-Force video game.
I never
So
played it.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, so Ratatouille. It's. I don't have like specific memory of it, but like I just remember there's levels.
I just remember that I liked it.
Yeah, fuck you.
I remember like
Fuck you.
I think
There's-
I remember it
there's
existing.
There's actual like levels of like in the movie when he bites into food, he has like all the colors and shit. So there's actually levels when like he does that in the fucking game. It's like actual obstacle course levels of fucking fruit, just like it's spitting in the air.
I think
It's
I've
so
seen
cool,
gameplay
dude.
of that before on YouTube.
I'm just kidding.
It's on.
That's not. It sound like I liked Ratatouille as a movie, so I can't doubt that it was.
Dude,
It wasn't
okay.
at least an okay game.
When I did when I first did streams, dude, I put a video of that on, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So Clay, what is your favorite video game?
I'm just gonna go with the one I had the most fun playing.
Were you on shrooms when you played that too?
What is it?
Yeah, I was on streams when I was 12.
Borderlands 2 is probably my all-time favorite
Borderlands
game,
2
just because
great.
I used to play with my friends all the time.
You had friends?
Yeah, at the time.
Let the man finish.
But I don't know. It's just the game I had most fun playing.
Don't break the fucking table.
You getting Borderlands 3?
It was my chair.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, Borderlands 3, we're gonna
sure.
How did they like do the other gun?
These nuts.
He already uses
The
like
other
2
gun.
hands.
How did they?
They were about to give him a third hand. I actually read this online. The artist was like, we did a rendition of him with a third hand, but they didn't end up doing it. Yeah, I was like, why
So
can't
it's
they?
like
A third leg?
So
Okay, I
for
see.
everybody, we're looking at the Borderlands 3 fucking poster right now.
Okay.
it's pretty dope.
So okay.
Yeah.
So he's gonna kill people with roses instead.
Yeah,
Right.
It's all the people that.
I
die.
guess
Actually,
they
just like
it's
shred
a
up,
tribute to Guns N' Roses.
I guess
shred
you
up
can
the
call
rose
it
and
a.
just shoot the thorns at people.
I guess
like-
you can call it a kiss from a rose.
It's like a Jesus Christ.
It's
It's like everybody that died the past year, like all in heaven. That meme. It's like
all right.
Dude.
So on to Corey now.
Corey's like, I have
So favorite video game,
Spider-Man 2.
I would say usually I would say something Modern Warfare 2 because I did love it a lot.
It's a good game.
I don't know if you guys ever played it. When I was young, SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs was a huge game. That's
talked
what
about
introduced
that
me into
before,
shooters. So that opened the door to everything else for me. Call of Duty, Battlefield, stuff like that. So
My
favorite video game, definitely SOCOM U.S.
my
Navy
first person shooter was actually Medal of Honor European Assault on the GameCube again. Like literally,
SEALs. Rising Sun was in there as well for
the
me.
GameCube was my kind of like
GameCube was the
starter.
GameCube
to
was amazing.
gaming
I think
world.
the GameCube is how everyone really got started.
That
Super
was-
Monkey Ball was my
Especially
shit.
our
Super
age
Monkey Ball
group.
was fantastic.
Our
Super
age
Smash
group
Bros.
as
Brawl.
well.
The PS1.
Literally.
Is it bad that I've
Open it.
never played a single GameCube game?
Yep.
You
You
Yeah,
played
Alright, guys,
Smash Bros.
cut
Neo.
Henry out. He's no longer a part.
So
Well, see, hey, hold on.
So
I
far-
started off with the N64, and that was
Okay.
like,
Oh,
that's what I used
That's
for
fair
freaking
too.
ever.
I
So
mean,
you
I
have
also
respect.
started with the N64, but
He's
like my
been
main
forgiven.
console I first got was GameCube.
Nah, my
Yeah.
main console was definitely the 64. Like
Yeah.
I played that thing for like 15 years straight.
I actually didn't get a GameCube
Hey,
till I
don't
was about-
look at my search history, alright? Listen. I play Club Penguin like everybody else, alright? I've got 4 puffles so
Didn't
far.
they take it
Stop.
down?
They did.
Stop.
They did.
I don't
They
even
did.
think my password's on there right now. Click it. Go ahead.
I didn't get a GameCube till I was like
Go ahead.
14.
If you crash,
So you're not like
Audacity, I'm
completely
gonna
alone.
smack
Like
you.
I played
I never
Luigi's
got-
Mansion. Oh god, that's
Go ahead. I don't even
See,
think
for
my
me, I
password's
never got
saved
a
on it.
GameCube.
Stop.
Basically, I went from an N64 straight to a Wii, and that's
Well, that's a jump.
Yeah, I was stuck there for a while.
Oh god.
And then
my password's on there for
literally
Club
once I started working, that's when I got
I
myself
said, yeah, logged
the,
in for security
PS4
purposes. You
and,
check
the
the email.
Switch.
PS4 is good.
So yeah, I didn't have too many systems, but I was out
You got
there.
a bunch of
The-
games.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Ben. Yeah,
Okay, wait,
your favorite one?
So mine's kind of tough because I kind of waver between a couple. So I've got kind of 2 that are tied for first. My first being The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
a
that.
classic.
I got that on release day.
That's
I
cool.
was so excited. I skipped school for it. It was literally one of the best days of my life.
13-year-olds are just like
Yeah, exactly.
choosing.
And then I kind of in a tied position is originally it was the first Red Dead, but it's actually Red Dead 2. The story
It's a
is
great game.
it takes everything I loved about the first Red Dead,
Keep hyping it.
and then because
I just bought it. I just bought it last night.
it has everything the first Red Dead had, but like more.
I
The
love the
protagonist is
I love the
better.
depth of it.
Ben goes,
The symbolism.
I really love the poker. That's really dumb.
So I found out today that
So
you
he-
could shoot a hole in the canoe, and I was thinking.
So the reason for that is me and Ben played Red Dead the other day. I'm really just adding context for the podcast,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
we were playing Red Dead the other day, and me, his fiance, and him were playing, and he ended up taking us to a poker table, and literally we played
He's
till
like, let's mosey on down to poker
we
table.
played till 4 a.m., which I was like, I don't even know how to play poker, and now I have a decent grasp of it.
A funny story is when the online first came out, I was super excited because I love the original Red Dead Online, but they released it and it's not like full yet, or it wasn't full. Yeah, take your sweater off.
That's all he's wearing.
Sorry to interrupt the story, guys. Corey has
I'm just so beast and
sweatshirt.
hot.
Corey's having a
can't take the
fucking
blubber.
heat stroke
he
right
refuses-
Hold on
now.
a second, I'm about to roast him
He
here.
refuses
You
to
can't
take
take
it
the
off.
blubber off, so you better at least take off the sweatshirt.
Hey, you can't roast him.
Dude, why would you, a bigger guy, wear nothing but a fucking jacket
I would have been fine if I didn't go frisbeeing earlier.
in 82-degree weather?
Because it's like
Blubber
9 o'clock
nuggets.
at night.
They're
bro.
cheap.
No fucking way. It's not like it's blowing like 30 degrees.
The Dimsdale Dimmadome.
It's 77 degrees outside still.
And you're still.
And I'm still cool as
All
ice.
right, Henry.
Yep.
Henry's
So,
turn. Yeah, your favorite?
Get off your
Alright,
kick ass.
so
Yeah, stop being on TikTok.
I was on Instagram, but okay.
okay. By the way, I don't think I needed to mention this, but this can include like any sort of game system. So like if you had the Ouya Cube, that was terrible, or
the prototype
I actually built
soldier.
that.
Yeah, I really
The
like Duck
fucking-
Hunter.
or you can also do DS games as well. That's something I didn't think about.
DS would be a good one.
I mean,
Yes,
DS was
alright.
whack.
It was alright. Like I don't think it
We
was-
can go back around the table and add in stuff afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, once we get done with you, with Henry and you,
Well, I already
It's kind of just
went.
gonna
I
be
had a-
free
I had
range.
a-
I started off.
Oh, you're right.
I had an interesting thing to bring up right after Henry.
okay, so anyways,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
So like everyone here knows basically my favorite games all time are Zelda games. But I have to say probably my favorite game, the one that I probably repeatedly played over like as a child, was probably Pokemon Emerald. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
That was
actually,
a good game.
That's
About
a
to cop
super
a
good
DS.
game.
Dude, I've never played any Pokemon games. Like, no cap.
Oh, dude,
you need-
they're good. You
maybe
need to try
you
them.
I
need to get out
love my
of
Zelda
this.
games. Don't get me
Replacing
wrong. I love
Adrian
my
as
Zelda
well.
games. I love my Zelda games. Don't get me wrong, but that game, I honestly like. I probably beat it a good 5-6 times just because getting different Pokemons every single time and trying to see what all you could do with them was freaking ridiculous.
So
It's a good
really, I like Pokemon games just because, like, yeah, you're going towards the same end goal, but in the beginning, you can start off any other different way. You can start with any type of the 3 starters there. You can use any. You could use just like start a party of just one single Pokemon. Like, you catch 5 Rattatas and use those the entirety to beat the Elite Four. Like, that'd be hard, but like
It's
Yeah.
difficult, but it's possible. It's fun.
like my actual favorite game though of like all time always will be freaking Batman Arkham City, dude. Oh my god.
so you're
That's
changing
a-
it
that's
up.
a good
But
I'm not changing it. I
But
thought
You just said favorite of all time.
I thought what we were doing was like
It
saying our
literally says
favorite memory.
of all time.
well, I mean, it's a mix, like favorite memory and game.
I mean, well, that's my favorite game.
So that's kind of why Henry segued into it. Like, hey, my favorite games are Zelda, but favorite.
Like the game that I repeatedly played was definitely Emerald.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
Like,
That's
the one I
that's
have
what
memories of.
made me
That's
think
fine.
of
That
Batman.
works.
like
It's
I
a test
remember
episode.
the first time I went through it and beat the Elite Four. I beat them with literally just a Grovyle and an Azuro.
Jeez.
It was freaking ridiculous.
There was a
Wait, just the two of those?
Yeah, just the two of them.
Not even a Sceptile?
Huh?
Not like Grovyle, not a Sceptile.
Grovyle. Yeah, I didn't let him. I didn't let him.
Did you name him? You didn't let him evolve.
I didn't let him evolve.
That's actually
You're like,
that's a-
you're like, yeet, bitch. No.
He's like, I don't want you to evolve, Pikachu.
Why do you hate me? You need to go back to Pichu. I liked you better.
That just reminded me. I need to take my watch off for a minute. I haven't taken it off all day. My arm's like sweaty.
Dude, it's so
What did you
Oh,
want
damn,
to
that
talk
moment when your
about?
arm's about to fall off.
So I was
Turn
interested.
purple.
Anyway,
You know, we're only 6 dudes, but there's a whole
Guys being
pause.
yeah, just guys being dudes. But there's a whole list out there. This is IGN's top 100 games. I wanted to see what other people had to say and where our games ranked on
IGN
their
low-key's
list,
whack,
if
so.
they ranked on their list.
Okay.
I don't know if Ratatouille is gonna pop up.
Dude, I'd be so mad.
I'll be honest with you. As much as I do love Sonic Adventure 2, I
Yeah.
don't
not
think
gonna be
it's
on
gonna
there.
top.
No.
You know what
Are
game
we-
would
are
surprise
we
me if it was
starting
on
at
that
number
might
one?
surprise other people?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
SpongeBob.
go through the
I feel like
couple-
too many people have.
SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, I feel like too
Dude,
many people have
no,
memories of
no,
that.
no.
game.
Not
Slap.
even,
I
dude.
love that.
Just the SpongeBob game,
Wait,
like the movie
Did you guys
game
play
in
the
general.
Simpsons game?
That was a
Yeah,
good
him-
one.
hit
too.
and run.
I did the
Hit
Simpsons
and
movie
Run was
game.
a
Oh
good
my
one.
god.
Hit and Run's a good
Hit
one.
and Run. I was just about to say.
Everybody
GTA.
loves Hit and Run. That was like freaking GTA for like 12-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
literally, 'cause
I
there
couldn't
was
play
no
GTA as a
blood.
kid, so I played Hit and Run.
Yeah, you literally just kicked
He
someone.
just ran over. Yeah, I saw a guy play Hit and Run like the other day because I never played
It's a
it,
fantastic
and he was
God.
legitimately kicking Marge, and just Marge was fucking.
Oh, that's what I did all the time.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Stop kicking me, homie.
If you ever catch someone
need to
dissing
go
a fly girl, you got hit with one of these.
You need to go get eggs for Bart.
All right, so
Anyways,
So
Yeah,
number-
sorry. Top 100.
IGN #1 game. They have a Super Mario World released in 1990.
never played.
Not even Super Mario Bros. 3.
I'm gonna disagree with this, and I think that they're just trying to be nostalgic.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's like when
'cause-
people say Tobey Maguire's the better Spider-Man.
Okay, first off, let's
We're not gonna weigh in that one quite yet.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
number 2, they
We
have
can save that
Ocarina
for
of
another
Time.
episode.
Ocarina
which
of Time, Legend of Zelda.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I think that's the best Zelda game.
I've
It's
never
the one-
played
It is
but
one
I
of
just
the
hear
best
it.
for sure.
I hear like 12 right now. and
Well,
everything.
see, the thing is with that game.
Wow, okay.
That's
Portal
crazy.
Wow.
Well, the thing with the
Portal-
Zelda game,
Alright.
real quick, is like it changed gaming for a while because like there
Oh,
was
yeah.
no such thing as targeting before that game.
Z
So
targeting.
yeah,
That's true.
Z targeting. So that game really literally changed games, and that's why it's probably so high up.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That,
So
I think
everyone,
when
we
most
actually have a Zelda expert here.
Yeah, we have a Zelda expert here who knows everything about Zelda when he was Link
Okay.
when he was born.
Yeah,
I
when
think
Zelda
what's his dick's eyes?
I
Go
think,
on, Ben.
well, Ocarina of Time is such a. When people think Legend of Zelda, they think Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, they really
I
do.
think it's
I'd
that
say
they-
they either say Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
I hear
No,
I hear a
not
lot of
necessarily.
Link to the
Right
Past
now-
too.
Right now, the ones that people think of when you say that is either Breath of the Wild or
That's
Ocarina
true.
of Time.
That's
But
true.
Breath of the Wild
Wild.
made a huge impact again because the Nintendo was dying as a franchise until that game kind of came around with some of the other games that really kicked the Switch off because the Wii had killed it.
Before I even met Henry, like every time I thought of Zelda, I was just like a Link to the Past. That was a big one.
For me,
True.
I haven't played very many Legend of Zelda games. I played Wind Waker, Link to the Past, a couple others. But like my personal favorite is Breath of the Wild because that was the first one where I was like, okay, I can actually get behind this. And I still have to play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but I mean, Breath of the Wild is like,
Dude,
it's amazing.
I have Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. I tried to let him play. He didn't want to make it through, but if you ever want to borrow it, like you can make it through with that.
Yeah.
Dude, quite honestly, they should remaster that shit for the Switch because that should be the dopest thing.
I think they should.
Honestly, I'm kind of excited for A Link to the Past being, or
That's
A
true.
Link's Awakening.
Link's
being
Awakening,
remade.
Yeah,
being remade.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
You're good. Me and you have actually, being me and Henry, have talked about how my favorite Legend of Zelda is Twilight Princess.
Which is also my favorite out of all of them. And I've played, I think, I don't know, 13. What happens is I've discovered that, like, depending on the generation, each generation has a different favorite Zelda game.
You can tell how old somebody is.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of the older generations, like, they'll say their favorite one is A Link to the Past. Like, like some of the oldest generations will tell you best Zelda game is A Link to the Past. Kind of like the mid generations are definitely going to tell you Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, and then kind of like newer ones are going to tell you either Twilight Princess or Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Wasn't Twilight Princess, was that a flagship for the Wii?
No, that was before the Wii, wasn't it?
No. So it was for the Wii, but they also made it for the GameCube for the people who didn't want to. Yeah. But it was actually made for the Wii.
It's kind of like those cross-generation ones that come right as
like Call of Duty Ghost.
Which I mean, obviously with the GameCube being integrated into the Wii, like
it's a perfect
that was a game changer.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Well,
that was huge.
Fun fact, like even on the Wii, you could still use the GameCube controller.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It had the
just like on the Switch
on.
now.
Which let me just say. My dumbass didn't discover that till like.
He's like, I played through it like 15 times.
A year ago.
Henry was over here like.
Oh my god.
Wait, can we talk about...
I was way late on
Can
that.
we talk about an underrated game, and it wasn't a game in itself, but Wii Boxing, dude?
Oh my god.
Oh yes,
Not
was
even that,
big.
just the whole Wii Sports thing. Wii Boxing, Wii Tennis.
Bowling?
Dude,
tennis
I'm,
was like that.
I'm just saying, I was tired of Matt from Wii Sports beating me in tennis.
Dude, I was tired of throwing my arm out and playing Wii
Hold
Tennis.
on. Out of all the Wii sports, what was the worst sport? Baseball, right?
Golf.
No.
Come on, the baseball was terrible.
It was golf.
100% golf.
It was golf.
See, I
Because
enjoyed
baseball
golf,
was
too.
it was the most it was
golf's even
realistic.
I thought golf was enjoyable.
I don't think it. Look up the Wii Sports.
See, I enjoy golf
Personally-
more than boxing.
A
Personally-
list of the best Wii sports.
No, I'm just saying. Look up all the
power
ones.
rank.
No. Just
Hold on,
look
hold
up the
on,
Wii
hold on,
Sport
hold on,
games like inside
So,
the actual game.
Are we including Wii Sports Resort, or are we just saying?
No, just
just
Wii
Wii
Sports, just the base game
Classic-
that comes with the
classic
Wii.
Hold on.
I've got honestly, I think the best one is bowling.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to me.
Without a
What's
doubt,
your favorite?
I was just
Bowling,
saying,
for
click
sure.
the image. We could just see what games are on it.
What's your favorite then?
Come on. Tennis was my favorite. I thought tennis was so fun.
It was fun,
So-
but I feel like bowling just like made
What are you
a party a
doing,
lot
Clay?
better if you were in a group.
it really did.
It's not. I want to get back into this list though.
Yeah.
for sure, for
we
sure.
segued way up.
Yeah,
That's
but-
fine.
So they have Portal at number 3, which I think Portal's a good game, but having it
Number
top
3.
3 all time is kind of a.
Let's go through top 20.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go through the
Yeah,
entire.
I think so.
Number 4, they have Super Metroid. I've never played.
Dude, I
that.
fucking love Metroid. Metroid. I'm
Prime
so
was
excited for
fantastic.
Metroid Prime 4,
Number-
dude. Oh my god.
There you go.
Number
you're doing-
5, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of Legend of Zeldas just because those
Super
are
Mario Bros.
Same
3,
with
number
Super
6.
Mario Bros.
Mario and
So I feel like it's a lot of
They
Nintendo
changed
games.
a lot of stuff.
Number 7 is Tetris.
Dude, I love Tetris so
Who
much.
doesn't
Dude.
love Tetris?
You don't understand how many times I've like
All right,
been
good
to
question
club
here.
school.
Who has seen the Tetris competitions and like noticed how freaking lit they actually
It's
are?
crazy.
I
seen,
never watched them because I'm.
Have you seen
I'm a dork, but
the gameplay of the Tetris Battle Royale?
Tetris 99, baby.
I tried it. It is
It
hard.
is
hard as
so
shit.
hard.
Tetris 99.
Yeah.
Hell no, dude. I was like, yay.
Swinging in at
Thank you,
number
that was
8, I don't know if everyone's played this before, but
I have.
Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2, dude.
Half-Life 2 is
That-
great.
I'm
That's
honestly-
I never played it, but like.
I'm surprised it's not a little higher on the list.
Yeah, because like,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
so many people like so mad that they're not doing a 3, like I wouldn't expect.
I
it to
think
be
right now
higher.
in the gaming community, there's kind of a like this is right after the wake for Half-Life 3. Like everybody at this point's accepted that Half-Life 3 is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, dude,
truthfully.
like I'm gonna be upset if Halo Combat Evolved is not in the top like 10.
Wow. Number 9 is really gonna Surprise!
Red Dead.
Yes!
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, the first Red Dead. So
Such a great game.
I-
It is
Great
a
classic
soundtrack.
game.
I like this because the soundtrack was good.
Far away. When
I
you go to
thought
Mexico.
gameplay on it was truthfully phenomenal
It's
for
solid.
the time it came out.
So-
Especially,
Solid gameplay.
Like talking about like online gameplay, normal Red
The
Dead
online was
gameplay,
fantastic.
and
Real
then
quick.
along with the Undead Nightmare. That we and you talked about that last night. That was
yeah.
phenomenal. That was
Me
such
and
a
him
cool
talked about it
thing.
earlier too.
Especially if you got the blunderbuss, because you could literally load in zombie pieces and just go
So-
from there. Literally just obliterate.
if we ever do our own list, are we gonna bring in like ranking games? Are we gonna do like score, gameplay?
I would
like,
say just
stuff like
ranking
that?
like
Okay.
this.
I think it
Yeah,
should be a
I was gonna
holistic.
Like,
what
because I
comes
think
to
it
mind.
should be something like that. Because I think the score ties into the experience.
So obviously we can talk about them as if we would list them off. That's also
That's big facts.
Yeah.
that's
Give
also
me 1 second.
that's good on the list right there. Honestly,
Super Mario
For-
64 is number 10.
For reference, though, like one of the score is very important because when people think Red Dead, usually one of the first memories come by, at least what I've seen online, is entering Mexico with Far Away playing. That's
True.
So
Yeah.
that's scores. I think we should, if we ever do a holistic look, like what we feel, what comes to mind. That's important.
Yeah,
I think a thing for
If it's the score, then that justifies it. You know.
So a lot of these
Yeah.
podcasts are probably going to get some sort of gaming in them for every
It's
episode, just
going
because
to.
Yeah,
like
because
we play all
we
play
play,
almost
we
nightly.
play so much. So like, I think one future topic should be video games with the best scores of music.
That's true.
Because that would be a good
like
one.
what
I
do
don't
you mean?
know. I
Like
don't
with
want to
actual
talk.
music?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Let's
don't
not get
want-
into it
I don't want
now.
to talk about it
Well,
now
yeah,
just
no,
because
I'm
that'll
saying,
lead in.
I'm gonna
Like-
keep going on this list. I'm gonna try to get to 20 before we get off task again.
Okay.
But 11 Portal 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, like good
That's-
game.
That's
It's
weird.
weird
That,
that
that's
both
weird.
of them
Yeah,
made
that's weird
it.
that both of
Yeah.
them are in the top 20. Like I know.
12 Castlevania.
That makes
Symphony of
sense.
the Night.
Okay.
Kind of.
I guess Henry's played it.
Wow,
Hell yeah.
Halo
Halo Combat
Team
Evolved,
there it
number
is.
13.
There you go.
Dude, real
Classic.
quick, like
So many memories
that
from
was
that.
the first game I ever remember playing because when I was growing up, I
That was
had
my
both.
first shooter.
I had both the first generation Xbox, that fucking thick brick.
I
just
did
like
too.
Yeah.
on my nightstand.
Use the
Because
Duke.
it was my dad's. I had a PS2, but I just remember playing this constantly.
So we
over
were
the
at my
PS2,
grandma's
dude.
house. She lived in West Virginia, and my uncle's old Xbox was there, and that's one of the games was on. That and Halo 2 were both on there. It was fantastic.
Remember when we used to play Halo 2?
We used to play the hell out of
Dude,
Halo 2.
dude,
Me
Halo-
and then
Halo
I
2
would
was
go to
great.
Kyle Jordan's house, the street over, and we would play it over there as well.
Number 14, Super Mario Bros.
Always a classic.
Yeah.
So many Super Mario.
Number 15, they have Street Fighter 2.
That's interesting. That it's
Yeah.
a fighting game.
Considered the best of the franchise, so that doesn't surprise
Absolutely.
me.
Dark Souls.
16, Dark Souls. Great.
Ooh.
game.
Never will I ever
Okay.
play a Dark Souls game or anything
Interesting.
made by
Here
Dark
we go.
Souls.
There it is.
17, Grand Theft Auto 5.
That's
Okay.
that has to
Agreeable.
be just because it's been out since 2013
Really?
and people still play it.
What's
so
the next one?
Number 18 is Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Really-
sorry.
Ah.
I didn't mean to
quick,
trigger
I wanna
anyone if I
throw-
did that.
Yeah, real quick,
So,
Ben, what's your
really
second?
quick.
So I
When
just
I
want to
got-
say after this, let's just finish off the list. We
Yeah.
can do any
Yeah,
comments.
Yeah, I just want to do a quick
No,
comment
that's fine,
because
it's fine.
it came to mind before I forget.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't leave my house for 2 weeks after I bought Grand Theft Auto 5. I played sun up to sundown
Jesus
with Kyle
Christ, dude.
Stewart and one of our buddies from down the street for 2 weeks straight. No
I-
joke. It was the
I-
best experience of my life.
I
was like
wish you
level
could have
80 by the end of
transferred it to PS4 because like I was talking to him the other day. He was like, blah 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 GTA, and I was like, dude, we should play on PS4 because that'd be so awesome.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I love.
Me and
I'm
Henry
stacked
have
up.
it, dude.
I'm stacked up in GTA 5
Me
on
too.
PS4, and he was like,
Mine was
I
on
was
Xbox.
too.
It is
But
on
his
Xbox.
was on Xbox.
I mean,
I
shit.
still played occasionally.
It's like $20 at work, dude. Buy it.
I did, but I've made so much progress. I did buy it actually,
I mean-
and I just couldn't play it because it's like I know I've got it on Xbox, so I would.
Either way, but like you can just play with us and be
That's why
fun.
we got Red Dead Online.
That's true, but
So
He's already got a nice horse and everything.
19 comes in at Doom.
Okay.
That doesn't.
That's right,
The-
that's
wait, the
respectable.
new one or the 90?
No,
Maybe
old one.
99.
Alright.
Hell
What
yeah,
are-
dude.
What are we in?
There
on?
it is.
20th,
Hell yeah.
20th, The Last of Us.
See,
Big
that's arguably
fucking
in
fat.
my
That
top
makes
5
sense.
of all time.
I'm gonna look up. I'm just gonna kind of skip the rest there.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about
gonna
to
look
say.
up the games that we all said, and see if they
how
pop
they
up
rank.
at all.
I'm gonna be surprised if
So-
Red Dead 2 is not on there.
Right.
I really will be.
Well,
Honestly,
he's just
not
looking.
gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised I didn't hear a single Pokemon game because those had a
Right?
huge impact.
Well,
on
okay,
the
so
past.
Red Dead Redemption
not
2
saying
is
they
not on
wouldn't
there.
be on the list,
Yeah,
but
that
more
looks
so.
like-
Wait, check
the
how
top
recent
one.
this article was.
Yeah, this article might not be super new.
Oh, that's true.
But anyways, the number 20 was The Last of Us. I think
Well-
we can all agree that makes.
I've yet to play it, but it
abundance
doesn't
of sense.
surprise me that it's that high on the list.
They had a newer game on there, so it must have been at least I'd say
What was
2017.
What was the newer game?
Logan, what was your game?
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. You have to type battle afterwards.
Yeah,
So
then he
that's-
just
Sonic-
put
Sonic
Sonic.
didn't
Sonic.
even-
So
Sonic.
literally, the
Yeah,
reasoning
Sonic's
for that
not
is
bad.
because the battle edition is actually on GameCube.
Try Shadow the Hedgehog.
Dude, Borderlands 2.
No,
makes
even
me
though that
sad.
was an okay
The
game.
multiplayer was a lot of fun. I used to beat the shit out of my
yeah,
sister.
yeah.
Oh, I forget what game it was, but it was like
Yeah,
a Sonic
yeah,
versus
yeah,
Shadow
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
okay.
honestly, I love that game. I can't remember.
Is it
what
Game
it
Boy?
was.
So
I think it.
Was it for Game
No, I
Boy?
think it was a
SOCOM,
system. I think it was a console.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
guess
remember what it
no.
was, but I remember I would play it against my cousin.
Yeah, I didn't think
Look it up.
It's honestly.
I think
like,
I know what
haven't
game
played
you're
it in so
talking about because
long.
I'm pretty sure
It's
I played that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was such a good game at its time.
I've got something we
Ratatouille
can.
is also
I've got a
fun.
pickup topic we
Yeah.
can talk about after this.
Cool water.
Corey had brought
Yeah,
up.
for
Corey had brought up
Do you like
Fallout.
bottle or it doesn't matter?
Could I
Call
also
out
have
Reach,
one, please?
Yeah. So
Real-
Corey had
Real
brought up.
quick, does everybody want waters? I'll just get water.
I'll take some. I'll take.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
sure,
get everybody
thank
water.
I looked at. I typed in there's control of Pokemon on here. So Pokemon Go is at 100.
Wow. So it was
That
the
doesn't
100 game.
surprise me.
I mean,
Yeah, so Pokemon Yellow at 36.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
that's fair. That's
and
perfectly fair.
I think that's it.
They had Pokemon.
Hopefully Pearl.
Yeah,
Pearl was
I think
literally
that's
my
it, dude.
favorite.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
would, if I were to pick a favorite
Yeah,
from
that's
that
it.
generation,
That's it, dude.
I'd probably just put Platinum.
Yellow and Go.
Because from when I played through Platinum, for me it was a much better experience than Diamond
Metroid
and
Prime
Pearl.
was 33, so that's sick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I've got a topic now that we're through the list that we could talk about. It's something that I think is at least really interesting. I still, even though it's like we're done with it, we passed. Most people have played the games by now. 2018 was a great year for video games for 3 reasons.
Look up the games that came in 2018
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't remember.
God
I
of
don't-
War.
2016 is what you said.
He said
right?
2018.
I said 2018.
Oh.
God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2.
Oh,
Massive.
Spider-Man was
I
a
can
good
I
game,
can I can
yeah.
vouch for Spider-Man because I didn't play the other two.
All 3 good games. All 3 I had played through fully. So.
God of War is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. The cinematography is amazing, and it's meant to look like one continuous shot. It's unbelievable. One of the best boss battles in any video game I've ever played is Kratos versus Baldur. There's
Oh, yeah.
several times where you fight him throughout the game, and they're usually quick time events,
Smash
but
Bros.
like
Yeah, Smash Bros.
it's such an epic battle that you don't even care about the quick time events, which is weird because
So-
most people have a problem with quick time events.
What I was gonna say is, I feel like that's also a
was
super
remade, but, yeah.
satisfying boss battle, just for the reasoning of you fight him so many times and he just becomes such a nuisance in the game. You go to hell, like you see him like fighting his inner demons and stuff like that. You finally fight him, figure out the way to defeat him and stuff like that, which I won't go too much into.
Yeah.
Speaking
like-
of quick time events, whoever's played Spider when he fights Mr.
Yeah. Yeah,
Negative
yeah, yeah.
on the train on the
I
subway
really
or whatever.
think
Those
Mr.
quick time
Dude,
events
I really
were
think
just
I think Mr.
fantastic.
Negative was a really underwhelming villain.
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say the
'Cause,
reason
like,
Because he was never
I know
meant to
he
serve a
was
bigger
new and everything,
purpose.
but like I feel like if you're gonna bring somebody in that's new, at
Well,
least give them some sort of
yeah.
like
So
I
make
think
us
the
make us
reason-
be surprised.
I think the reason
I
he's
mean,
so
if you
underwhelming.
work because he ran a homeless shelter. Like,
I mean-
with his aunt, yeah.
I don't know. I kind of
With
figured
him,
it was gonna
yeah.
end up coming because like
I think the reason it's so
what else?
underwhelming.
Other reason why would he be there?
It's because we got Dr. Octopus as a villain.
See,
that was
I
a
think-
great boss fight. I don't care.
Dr.
But also
Octopus was
the other 2 games that came out in 2018 that
Smash.
Clay had said was Black Ops 4 and
good
Super Smash Bros.
I mean, yeah,
Ultimate.
because if you think about the
That's
Black Ops
true.
franchise is the most successful Call of Duty
If we're-
franchise to come out, so to add to that, absolutely.
If we're talking, someone said something about battles earlier, like boss battles and stuff. We all played Shadow of the Colossus.
yeah.
I
I
played
still
some
need
of
to
it.
play it. It just
I haven't
got me
finished
stuck.
it. Like,
That's one of like my
I
favorite.
I got
battles
to like
games.
to the sand like snake or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck,
So-
and like that's when I
And
got
the
stuck.
the final boss in that game is so hard to beat.
Well, if you've played Breath of the Wild, you kind of have. I mean, not to its full
It's
extent.
yeah,
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 Breath of the
I
Wild's like
understand.
more
It's-
expanded,
it
in-depth version of
screams
Shadow of the
Colossus
Colossus.
with the
big
giant
facts.
guardian
I feel like it
creatures.
pulls aspects.
Not even
It
that.
does.
It's just like
It's
the
a
whole
nice
element.
homage.
Like the I feel like Breath of the Wild's art is just more cartoony.
Truthfully. But
That's I know this
Which
for
is
that game.
meant
That
to
for
was
what
nice.
Clay was saying as Shadow of the Colossus, those battles are satisfying just to beat any of them, just because you work so much, you get your way, you build up to them.
And
for
it
a
takes
ga-
so long to beat them. It's
Right.
very strategic.
And for a game that came out in like what 2004, 2006,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
something
that,
like
like how intricate the battles were, that's crazy.
Even with the ending, although like very like you're so caught off guard and what seems like it should be a bad ending, there's still something for me was satisfying learning about the end of it because
forget
like
what
you
the
feel like
ending is.
you. I mean, it's been out for so long. I don't think it really matters what we say. Henry, do you care if I say the ending?
For what?
Shadow of the Colossus.
No, it's alright.
So basically,
spoiler warning. Skip like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah,
if you really care about it.
So basically, at the end of Shadow of the Colossus, you destroy these big creatures that you've been hunting down the entire time,
Right.
and then you find out those were actually like guardians of this realm, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you were taken over by some evil spirit, whatever, like convinced you to kill all of them, and then whoever it is, these people, this council or something, they kill you, and it was all to save your girlfriend.
Yes, that's why. That's
and
why.
at the end, I don't even think you save her. I think she still dies.
You get taken over and she wakes up.
Yeah, she wakes up and you get to. Yeah, that's why, dude. I remember when I was
So
playing
you
it.
literally get cucked out of it because you're technically dead and she's alive.
I remember when I was playing it, like each time you'd finish a boss, there'd be that black entity like hovering over you, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? But then that makes sense now.
It's such a great, like, it's a bad end. It's like Infinity War's ending to me. Like, something bad happened.
That I wouldn't spoil.
Oh, I'm not going
that's
to.
fresh.
I mean, technically I can because it's
I
not
mean,
a
that's
year.
if you're that into
year,
Marvel movies and you haven't seen Infinity
then
War
you're
yet,
an idiot and you're not actually
into it. Yeah.
I'm not
skip
going
the
to.
next 20 minutes.
I'm not going to talk about Infinity War
we're not going to talk
anyways.
about it that much.
Just what I just mean to bring up is that like it's an
It's a
ending
big
that's
ending.
bad for the heroes.
Yeah.
But it feels
It's
good.
Ram.
God. Yeah. So I just want to bring up like my I think it was God of War 3 when he gets sent back down to hell or whatever, and he's fighting whatever the fuck.
You said God of War 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's facing.
Sorry.
I want to say Thanos so bad, but
when
like
he's
it's not
facing
Thanos.
Thanatos.
God of War 3
Thanatos
what?
or
The
something.
final boss?
No, it's just
When he's
go
facing
God of War 3
Hades?
bosses.
I
When
think
he's
it's-
facing Hades.
Yeah, so I mean,
feel like I'm not
what I was
watching
gonna
them.
say,
Yeah.
God of War 3 Kronos battle, like,
Kronos, yeah.
yeah, dude, when you're pulling out this dude's fucking nails, like that thing's crazy.
Oh,
Like that guy,
big
you know what I mean?
dude.
Yeah, big
So-
guy. That Titan fight was freaking crazy.
You're
Yeah,
sent to
I
I know
really
you're
like
sent
that.
to a different place besides actual
Like hell. Yeah, it's
different.
I think it's like the interdimensional place.
As a really good tip for you guys, what Justin and I did is we would each take like 2 or 3 sentences and try to wrap up that instead of talking in like full paragraphs, so that way each person would get a talk, like to talk. So like a couple sentences, next person, couple sentences. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't know. It's just an easier way. So
Oh yeah.
instead of having to give like actual like physical. Right.
Like, shut the fuck up. All right. So what's next?
Let's see. Well, we were just talking about like 2018's year of video games.
What's coming out in these next couple years?
Well,
Dude,
if
what's
we're
coming
talking about
out next?
if we're talking about what's coming up next, dude,
guess.
Cyberpunk's gonna dominate.
Shut
Jesus
up. I don't want to
fucking
hear
Christ.
anything
What
else
is that?
from Zach
So-
Harrington.
It's
A guy we work with.
like Watch Dogs.
Like what's Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk is, well, for starters, it's like a futuristic kind of steampunk. But there's a video game called Cyberpunk 2077 being released by, what is it, Red something? So the guys did Witcher 3.
Yeah.
And it's a first-person shooter in an open world where you're playing as somebody, I think like a cop or a detective.
It's
or,
supposed to be a detective, yeah.
and you're just going through this big-ass city, and it actually looks like a genuinely good game, but the footage they showed wasn't the final product, and they said that probably wouldn't be, so we don't really know what kind of state it's in right now. But it sounds like a great game, and it's highly anticipated, but dominating E3 is something I would not say that it is.
Right. Yeah.
From
I think definitely the games they showcase at E3 are going to be probably the ones that are more so expected.
The Last of Us 2.
yeah, from what I've
Halo
seen
Infinite.
of
Will they show Last of Us 2? Sony's not coming.
no,
to
they're
E3.
not. I don't think they're going to.
Doesn't Naughty Dog have a panel?
No, I didn't see anyone. I looked it up earlier this morning.
What was the game that it's the samurai game that PlayStation showed at their kind of
Sekiro.
no, it's not Sekiro. It's not Sekiro. It's Shadow of
for
something.
this year.
It's for this year. It's kind of like, I don't want to say dark. I'm trying to think of what it's called.
I don't know.
No, because
If it's Shadow of anything, it's Sekiro.
No, it's not Sekiro. I know for a fact it's not Sekiro.
Ghost.
Yeah, because
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. That looks great.
I'm picking that up release day no matter what. That looks like a fantastic.
It's like that reminds me of like For Honor kind of thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Just like, but just more cinematic.
Not like the multiplayer aspect, but just like the.
I'm saying the
like
fighting.
The fighting. It looks like a fantastic game. Ghost of Tsushima is very beautifully edited. The music's wonderful from what we've seen. We've only seen about 15 minutes of gameplay maybe, and it's genuinely it'll be a top performer this year.
So I mean, playing
Star Wars
For Honor. I played it for a little while. It was one of those things where, like, obviously if you pick it up, like if you picked it up early for that matter, you're probably really good at it now. I tried to get into it when it was free game of the month on PSN, and I really couldn't pick it up, to be honest. Like the blocking system, I understand it. Okay. It's more so I'm just not fast enough to coordinate.
Right. It's like trying to play Destiny 4 years later. You're just screwed.
As somebody who got it at release, so I played it from release. I played it for a couple weeks, and I put it down for just a couple days.
Yeah, Rusty.
And not everybody. Effect?
It's not. It's not. Well, it's not that I didn't know what I was doing. It's the fact that everybody knew what they were doing, but I was doing better. And it's if you put it down at all, you have lost all progress. It is an extremely difficult game to get into because the competitiveness of it. The competitive aspect is so difficult. I remember getting on and I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do a thing against anybody because everybody had leveled up so extremely fast that they had better stats, better equipment.
Yeah,
it's a difficult game to get into.
I do hope that for EA's press conference, they show some more about Fallen Order.
I hope EA stops.
Madden.
Are we getting a new Battlefield this year? Do we know?
They hinted at it, but it's not like a confirmed.
I hope not, dude, because the way they're doing it, they're like just rolling them out.
They're
like,
recycling everything. They're recycling aspects, just adding better graphics. I mean, that's really what Call of Duty's doing too, but it's more so.
I feel like they're adding more elements to it.
Yeah. I think this year's gonna be a good refresh on Call of Duty because they're not even like trying to continue anything. They're literally just rebooting at this point.
Modern
Warfare is not a bad idea.
And if they start fresh, honestly, because if you start fresh with Modern Warfare, you erase everything that happened in the last three games. So you get to take these characters and you can start a new story with them.
So with that aspect, though, thinking about it, obviously they couldn't make a sequel just because it'd be Modern Warfare 2, all that stuff again. They'd have to give it another name, like along with it, like Modern Warfare something, you know?
Yeah.
The tough thing is the way they left the whole Modern Warfare trilogy was about getting what's his nuts. Makarov. You kill him in 3.
What's his nuts?
So like
that's probably why they're recycling.
And that's what I was talking to Corey about too. Like if they did do a kind of Modern Warfare continuation, it'd probably end up being a prequel, if anything. Like
one of the creators is hinting that Ghost is coming back.
Well, yeah, because it's a reboot of the series.
Yeah,
honestly,
but they didn't say it was a full reboot. They said it was kind of like a soft reboot.
But so that's if you soft reboot.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know.
If you saw reboot, go ahead. Sorry.
I have an interesting topic I wanted to bring up. I mean, whenever you guys are done.
I think you're good now. Yeah.
Games that you were excited for, or series that they came out with a new game and it flopped.
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76.
I figured that. I figured
that's everybody.
I was so upset.
I was gonna say Assassin's Creed Unity. I loved the Assassin's Creed, and I played all the Assassin's Creed up to it, and it made the franchise back.
It was buggy
3 remastered.
Dude, 3 remastered. I was so geeked for that. I love 3.
So I think Unity was just a concept they should have worked on further before they released it.
Really should.
Because it really wasn't ready to be released at the time they released
it. It tried to be like a launch title with the PS4, and that was really a bad thing.
They probably rushed it to fit that launch.
However, the new one, Odyssey, I really
I've heard good things.
I haven't finished Odyssey just because it's so long.
It is a very long game, but I really do.
I haven't played since I haven't played since Unity. I was so excited about it. But it literally, there was a bug so bad that it would not let me continue further into the game. I couldn't play any more of it. So I had in Unity because it was so bad. And I just had to
it was very buggy. Like I got it like probably 2 years after it came out, and even then it was still super buggy.
What's funny is that's kind of how it was at the beginning of me playing Spider-Man. The newer Spider-Man.
Really?
Oh, really?
Is I actually had to fully restart my game because there was this mission that I got done with. I think it was like the 3rd mission or something like that. I actually got caught. I'll call it a skybox for that sake. I got caught inside a building that I actually couldn't get back out of.
Yeah.
So I tried like everything. I tried freaking out with the controller. I tried like strategically like jumping, stuff like that. Just couldn't get out. So I like exited out, reloaded, same deal. So I was like, I'm gonna have to restart the game. So I was scared that was gonna be like a big bug.
A disappointing.
What game are you talking about?
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
A very disappointing game that came out. I was disappointed for a different reason. I loved it. I thought it was actually really good at the start. At least I enjoyed it a lot at the start. It was not a great game, but I enjoyed it. No Man's Sky is an obvious answer,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah.
disappointing to me for the reason that I really liked it. I made a lot of progress, but every couple hours, it would, the game would just like kind of really just break, and I'd have to uninstall it and reinstall it for it to work. So I put it down for like a week, picked it up, and it had been patched out of it, but whatever it was, but I had to keep uninstalling and then installing it again.
Yeah.
And it was such an annoying process because you guys know me, I have shit Wi-Fi.
Right.
It's terrible. So it took forever to keep reinstalling it.
Yeah. So I mean, a game that I wanted to bring up again from like the obvious thing of like E3 is Death Stranding, because that. Oh my god. Everybody
Don't know about
should
that
be
yet.
hyped about it.
What is it?
Death Stranding.
Hideo
It's when
Kojima's
Norman
new-
Norman
Reedus.
Norman Reedus. There you go. And then I remember I was pretty disappointed. It was just me being disappointed with it. Just as like a game in general. It was Destiny. Like I got it late.
I didn't buy into the hype, so
Yeah.
I loved it.
Destiny 1 was good, but Destiny 2 before Forsaken was garbage.
It was.
Once
I never-
Forsaken came out, it changed everything and it turned into a great game, but before Forsaken, it was just awful.
I never ended up liking any of the Destiny games just because they were so grindy. Like that's just me.
You
personally.
have
See,
to
I
grind
love
it.
I
the
just
grind.
didn't like the fact that it didn't have a single player. Like that's what
I mean, it
games
does, but
Yeah,
not
really you have to
true.
be online. Like you're gonna run into people either way.
Destiny 2, I purchased it. I got like the $120 version when it came out for Xbox One, and I played it for 3 hours, didn't touch it, sold my Xbox One, and then just a couple weeks ago, or just like a month or two ago, Kaylin got me an Xbox One cheap on Facebook Messenger, and I finally played it again. It took me, what was it, a year and a half, 2 years then, to actually play it, and I actually really, really enjoy it, but that's after, like you said, Forsaken had come out. I'm trying to think all the other like DLC before that, and even then I skipped all of that to make a new character to just level them up and play Forsaken.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. It's a good game, but
Yeah.
So, a topic that I'd like to talk about, games that were great when they came out, but they died really quick.
For
I want to
Honor.
hear everybody's game.
For Honor, that's an easy
For
one.
Honor.
Yeah.
Titanfall.
Yeah,
oh,
Titanfall
that's
was
so
a big
One or
disappointing.
two, because 2 was great.
Not even that, both of
One,
them.
the original.
Just both of them.
Yeah,
One,
that's both of them.
one was extremely disappointing.
They
for
were
me.
both fun though. I really enjoyed both.
One
of
was
them.
too buggy when it came out. and it
There's
just-
there wasn't enough
was-
content.
This
You
new
unlock
Smash
all the
Bros.
guns.
It's like the,
Yeah, New
it's like the
Smash Bros.
Division
was
1.
good. I mean, it died for us, but I don't think it died for the world.
No, I still play it.
I don't
I
play
play it
as
every
much.
once in a while, but
Yeah.
it's
Apex
just,
Legends.
Do you guys play short story games? Is anyone else into those?
Short story
what do
games
you
and
mean?
like.
Takes like 3 hours to play them.
Oh yeah,
no,
on occasion. I don't play a lot of them.
what's
but
what's a good
Short story
example?
games had to be done.
I just
right.
okay. So I was just gonna bring this up. I recently played a game called Firewatch.
Yeah, you
play,
told
like,
me
a-
about
yeah.
that last night.
So you play a park ranger, and you basically like you're living
Oh, I
in
know
a
what
fire
you're talking
watchtower, and weird things happen around you. You have one person that you communicate with. But it literally took me like 3 hours to finish it. I thought it was a great story.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
When I
about.
heard it's great.
It's like this one game that was free for PlayStation Plus 1 month. It's called Adrift. Like you're this person out in space, and practically it's kind of like Gravity's, like the movies kind of concept.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Okay.
shit gets blown up and everything.
Super Hot is another.
Oh, Super Hot's amazing.
And you're just like there, and you have to like fix the space station so you can get home. And it honestly doesn't take that long, but it just felt longer.
Super Hot is a very good video game. I picked that up. I played that through a couple times, and they just released it for VR a couple months ago, I think. I don't know anything about the VR version.
For the PSVR, it's actually really good still.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of VR games.
So it's
are-
very different in the aspect of you can't run yourself. But
Oh yeah, that's my troubling thing with VR. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Speaking of VR, so
Or
who in here
PSVR.
has played VR games on
Not me.
PSVR?
I just
Oh,
played
Standing
ping pong
Parable.
earlier.
Job Simulator,
Job Simulator.
Surgeon Simulator 2.
I've played Surgeon Simulator, Job Simulator, Super Hot.
What's your guys' favorite VR games that you played?
I've only played a couple, but I really, really like Job Simulator as like Beat Sabers too. I played that, but what I really want is the Rick and Morty one looks fun.
So-
but Trover saves the universe.
You know it's a VR mode, not a full VR game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think we had that discussion actually
We did,
Monday.
yeah, because
So-
we picked it up and
Yeah.
My favorite had to have been Super Hot.
Okay.
Just because I had fun. Like you can literally throw guns up in the air, catch them, like stuff like
It's
that.
a
You
fun
can
game.
kill people with a gun just by throwing it at them. Like,
I personally enjoyed The Inpatient. I don't know if either of you played
Oh.
it. I think you played it. Yeah, I know we've talked about
How about
I was just.
how about like
45 minutes.
yeah? How about games we're looking forward to like for VR? Because for me, it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's VR, yes.
Have you guys heard of Vacation Simulator?
Yeah,
They're coming
Yeah,
out with that.
I saw-
it's
I
the
saw
same as the
gameplay.
People from Job Simulator.
I saw gameplay. It really looked kind of like they were just.
I'm sure that they
They
were
just
trying
kinda
to check something out for.
There's
Um,
a golf VR game coming out.
I was
too.
extremely disappointed with Borderlands 2 for the PSVR. It's
I'm sure.
It was
It's
choppy.
probably janky.
it's control the way you can like move your character makes it so it's so distracting, and it's a product of the time. So like we're with the PSVR we don't have a good way to move around,
It's
and that it's such a detriment to the game because Borderlands 2 is an amazing game. I mean you said it yourself.
Right,
and
yeah.
it's like Skyrim VR where you just teleport
it's
everywhere.
frustrating.
It's-
Well, no,
it's
you
awful.
can use the left
Rainbow State.
PlayStation VR controller, the move, to like aim your guy and move around like that.
Are you talking about Borderlands or?
Borderlands
So-
2. It's
Okay.
extremely frustrating.
I had a lot of fun so far, but just since we are just kind of doing this
Yeah.
as the trial episode, just kind of like the starter, the appetizer, as Clay said.
Sure,
I think we're gonna
46
wrap it
minutes.
up here. This is a good first episode.
I say we do one hot round real quick. Favorite video game character?
favorite video game character.
Just on your.
Okay, okay.
Last
hold on.
Just the first one. No, video game character, dumbass.
He said
Ellie.
Ellie.
The last
Yeah,
one.
that's the
I
same.
thought he
Time,
just said
time,
The
time,
Last
time.
of Us. I was like, Jesus.
So Corey said Ellie from The Last of Us.
Okay.
Come back around. I don't really have a favorite.
I
she's
have to
gay,
think
fuck
first.
you.
Yeah, I was about to say no.
Yeah, yeah.
Sonic from Sonic Adventure Battle.
Shit, the Hedgehog.
Yeah, apologies for putting everyone on the spot, but I figured speed round.
So it's jumping really weird around the table right now. I don't know why, but Soap McTavish from just literally the Modern Warfare series. I don't know why. Like literally,
He's a good character.
I feel like the
There's just
accent.
no character development though is the issue.
So
Really?
that's just as like a quick answer. Like I didn't have
Right.
much.
I mean,
time to
Price
think.
is great too.
I've always like that's one of the characters where I've just been like, damn, dude, I really like Soap.
Yeah, Loki.
I'd say
Loki,
like,
Loki,
we all like soap.
Loki
so
cried
that's-
when he died, bro. Like Loki.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie. But
Spoilers.
for me,
Go
it's
About
for
10
me
years
it's
too late.
it's gotta be Arkham Joker. Mark Hamill did so good with freaking Joker.
He's good in
just
those
the
games.
entire time.
Well, he's done.
And-
He's done.
Yeah,
like,
he's
more
he's
than just
yeah, I know.
like
Yeah,
that.
I know. He's been
so many
Joker for
characters.
20 years. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. But either way, like that's just my favorite rendition of him. Because like I've listened
Okay,
to
Mark
animated
Hamill's
one,
favorite
and
Joker
it's just
was
great.
Clay.
Of course, I asked this question. I need time to think.
I've got an answer.
You
if
got
you don't.
yours.
So I'm kind of at a toss up because for me, video game characters, because I play so many and there's some that you make yourself that I don't have a favorite, but two of the most iconic ones that I love is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2,
That was probably
because
gonna
he's
be my
such a
answer.
better he's such a better protagonist than John Marston, which
That's
I
gonna
didn't
cause a lot of
expect.
So
debate.
But the Charmander through Charizard evolutions from Pokemon, I know they're not like characters, but
That's
first
There's like,
Pokemon, great memories.
You grow attached to him.
I do like John Marston as a character because I can say that's literally
good.
that is one of the characters that like I full on like cried. Like I'll be honest,
Oh,
like when he got shot, like he walked out of the barn doors, I was just like,
It's so brutal.
why do I have to do it like that? And then you turn into Jack, and you can find if you didn't know this, you can actually do a mission afterwards
You
where
find
you
his
find the
grave.
guy who
Oh,
killed.
yeah.
No, you find the guy who
Oh,
killed
yeah,
your
yeah,
dad,
yeah.
and you can literally.
Well, I think
pop
that's
you
meant
do like
to
an
be
actual
the-
like duel.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be like the true ending, like the last level.
It truthfully is,
Yeah.
but like not everybody actually
It's
gets
like
to it.
it's
A lot
like
of
this is
people.
the end, but it's not.
A lot of people didn't know that was a thing for a while.
Really?
They just ended the game after, like you.
That's all I
literally
was
beat it,
thinking
you turn
about
into
when you
Jack,
get
and then it's like done.
I like Ben's answer a lot. I think I'm gonna go with Arthur Morgan because
such a great character.
you can. I mean,
Lenny.
you decide. You really decide the kind of person he is.
You
I
can
love
change it up.
the symbolism in it with the wolf and the buck,
Yeah.
the stag. It's
I
amazing.
had the stag on every single gun. I had it engraved.
We gotta get Henry.
Yeah.
Get off your fucking phone.
No, I'm trying to figure out the name of this guy.
For what game?
No, it's from Resident Evil 4.
Leon.
Leon Kennedy.
No, it's the guy you meet halfway through the game that helps you out every once in a while. He just randomly pops up.
Oh,
The sale. Not the shop guy. Is it?
what are you buying?
I don't know anything about Resident Evil.
What are you selling?
That's like all the guys in Fallout 4 you meet in like Diamond City.
Henry's talking about an actual NPC that you never meet again. He's just like, I thought you saw him
it's
again.
like
It's
in
like
one-
the lady at the library today.
dude, that was so creepy.
Figured
Oh
out,
my
yeah.
god.
Nah, it's all right.
It's
I mean, honestly, like the
people
villain
who
there
know
was
that-
probably a
yeah.
pretty good character too. I just like how he was built. Like to be honest.
I just noticed your Triforce ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his trifle swing. He's had that for like 3 months.
All right, well, Logan, you want to wrap us out?
Anyways.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Boardcast.
Whoa!
I was hoping you'd like that too.
Anyway,
I like it. My lawyers are on the phone.
All right.
FBI, open up.
So this time, thank you guys for tuning in to the Boardcast. We'll have another episode out here soon. So hope you guys like this appetizer.
Spot giddly do. 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 Spot giddly do.